I was listening to your conversation with Sam Harris, and at the beginning, he was like pressing you on why do you talk to certain people or just something of that sort. And you were like kind of, explain yourself like you do all the time on that. I was expecting you to like,
Hold on. I'm so sorry. Did you hear that?
no, wait, what?
I'm sorry. It must be something in my microphone. My bad. Okay, you said I was talking to Sam Harris.
Yeah, so he was kind of asking, why do you talk to people that he sees as despicable or whatever? I was expecting you to fight him on that, and you didn't, and I was a little bit upset. And I thought your opinion on this was not only do you talk to people who you think are like potentially reprehensible, but that you also think that's the way that we should kind of heal our like divide or whatever, right?
I would have to go back
So I
and
was
listen, but
expecting,
like typically, what was my response to when he said that?
I think you've spoken to people who I would avoid. I'm wondering how you make these decisions. I saw that you spoke to Nick Fuentes, who's, I think, an avowed white supremacist, if not actual Nazi.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, you spoke to Candace Owens. Is there anyone you regret engaging?
I'll take that in two parts. So for the first one of my strengths is that I'm willing to talk to almost anybody. So it gives me very big reach into a lot of different types of communities because I'm willing to go into different shows and I can have a good time with a large variety of people and different types of characters, but I can still provide pushback against a large variety of different types of characters. So it's kind of it's a balancing act of how aggressive do I want to be versus how long do I want my legs to be? How far do I want my reach, I guess, to extend into other communities? The only times I'm disappointed or I regret engaging with people is if I feel like the other person got more out of it than I feel like I did. So for instance, if I were to platform a very small, very radical person and then not give adequate pushback, and I feel like he bested me in a conversation that I could have been more prepared for, or if I'm, I just don't, I don't want to promote bad ideas and like bring them to everybody's attention and then, have a bad showing against it. But if there's like, really popular talking points and a lot of people believe a thing, I think it's worth discussing and I'll have those people on to fight with them. Yeah.
You don't think the semi-friendly, even somewhat adversarial conversation with her just has the net effect of kind of laundering her reputation with your audience and doing more harm than good?
With my audience, absolutely not. With the other audiences, that's what is so hard to determine. Like I said, I don't like the idea that Candace can say like, oh, well, I had a debate with Destiny or I had a conversation with Steven. And it's like, not really. That was a very gentle, if you watch the conversation, I think at around 10 minutes, I realized that even then I'm pushing back too much and she's about to rage out and leave. And I'm like, okay, well, we got to be more gentle. So that irritates me. My audience is never becoming, just because I put out so much content, I stream so much, I put out so many videos and I have so many conversations. They're not going to hear somebody like that and instantly be captivated and become whatever Blegzit combo of weird stuff she is now. But for audiences in the middle, I don't know. It's hard to say. It's good to provide some pushback. Like it legitimizes me in that I can talk to a lot of different people. It legitimizes me in the eyes of her audience. Like, oh, well, this, Steven's a reasonable guy that you can have conversations with. But then it also plays kind of a dirty role that everybody's been complicit in over the past several years of like making some of these ideas seem a lot more reasonable and sane than they actually are. And I've spent the past few months or the past month or so after the assassination attempt, saying, okay, hold on, no, let's back up. A lot of this stuff is insane, and I think we need to go back to calling this insane.
Is there anyone whose name I would recognize who you've decided not to talk to because you just viewed them as too dishonest or unethical?
I'll still talk to anybody, but the conversations are just going to be a lot more aggressive. I'm not going to have a conversation with Jordan Peterson while he just kind of like meanders through the point that 20% excess deaths in Europe are all caused by the vaccine. That's not going to happen next time. Like, okay, well, we're going to sit here, we're going to fixate on this point now. Or when I ask Ben Shapiro, like, don't you guys think you grade Trump on a curve? And he's like, yeah, we do. I'm like, okay, that can't stand, right? Yeah, I just won't let those things flow by anymore, yeah.
No, you explain yourself, but I was more interested. I thought I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a hot topic because I know Destiny is going to push back and be like, no, you should start doing this too. And like people like Brett Weinstein or whoever that he's not arguing with, like I thought you were going to push him to say, wait, why aren't you more like me? But then the conversation kind of just ended.
Well, Sam has intentionally moved away from like that combative stuff because for him it's like mentally super unhealthy, which I can understand, right? But I think he's made a conscious decision to step back from stuff like that.
Yeah, but I wanted you to fight him on that. But
Why?
maybe
What do you mean?
okay.
It's
So
up
you're
to. I think
saying
everybody can deal with however. Like if something is mentally unhealthy for you, like if you find you're being made like being miserable by a certain style of engagement, I don't think you have an obligation to engage in that way. And he's not like dishonest
yeah.
about it. It's not like Crowder or all these other guys who are like, oh yeah, we'll debate anybody, but then they like won't. So I think it's okay if you don't want to do that style of conversation.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay. No, I told you this would be really quick. I thought you were stronger on this.
Oh no, I think
And when I
everybody
say
has
stronger, I don't mean like you get what I'm
everybody
saying.
has like a role and people do different things well. I don't think everybody has to be like the debater archetype. It just depends on what your strengths are. Yeah.
I think I think he has. I think if you want the world to be a better place, there's a level of negative emotion and mental load and whatever that I think we should have with the hopes that the conversations that we're having are going to make the world a better place.
I
And
agree,
I,
but that you're talking
I
about an insane
do.
level. That's a huge load right there. A good one that you're talking about him taking on. That's not just like a minor thing. Like getting into adversarial conversations online is that's a big. That's like yeah, it's a
No,
hard thing for a lot of people to do.
no, not online. No, like not on Twitter. But I'm saying like there's many people that have called him out that he used to be close friends with, and his whole stick was, yes, we're all a part of the intellectual dark web. We have difference of opinions, but we can argue amongst ourselves and stay rational.
Yeah,
And
but then he
then
hasn't he
when,
separated himself from all that IDW stuff and everything.
yeah, I know, and I view that somewhat as cowardice, and I thought you would too. I, and like I said, I agree that there's a level of like negative interaction that could make you want to get away from the space. And maybe he has reached that point, but I don't know. It. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, that was all.
okay. Are you voting for Kamala?
Um, I think the best path forward is for Kamala to win the presidency, and then the Senate to be owned by Republicans, so there's no legislation that's passed.
Wow. Okay. So you're voting for
Yeah,
Kamala, and then you're going to vote Republican down ballot.
I can't bring myself to vote Republican, but that's what I hope happens.
Okay. I'll take it.
I
I'll
can't
take it
vote.
for now.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's crazy.
Okay.
Wait, so you're like super pro Kamala? Or you're
Uh,
just super pro non-Republican party?
non-Republican Party right now. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's where I'm at too. Same. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I love you,
Cool.
buddy.
All right, love you too, bro. Talk soon.
Be careful. Bye.